Hi everybody. Hi. You can ignore my background. It's just I haven't been feeling so well. I'm not sure that, based on the title of the stream, I'm not really sure that this is like appropriate BG, but let me thanks for your hard work, Appendix-Chan. Thank you. It is a little sad how on my final day, that's when all of you guys decide to notice me. I don't mean anything. Don't worry about it. But I'm just happy you're here. Sorry. Let me get a little bit closer. I don't wanna. Let's make it proper. So I don't want her to go, my Kamiyoshi. What, really? I'm your Kamiyoshi? That's the first time anyone's ever said that. That's the first time that you've ever said that. Actually, no one's ever said anything like that to me at all. She's so cute. Oh, now that I'm leaving, everybody thinks I'm cute. Well, thanks. I'll accept it. I just haven't been feeling my best lately, and I decided that it was finally my time to take a bow. Who is this? It's Appendix-Chan. Oh yeah, I forgot my even though this is my very first stream, it's a goodbye stream, and I came up with my very own appendix. Hi everybody. Hi Ashton's Pit Crew. Hi hi everybody who's a fan of somebody else that's only here because they're a fan of her. I mean, what did I expect? It's not like I did anything. Although, if you do think of me, at least don't think of me as useless. At least call me vestigial. And I know that I couldn't have lived without Ashton to begin with. But still, it would be nice to be acknowledged once in a while. You'd think, that's silly Ashton. You'd think she'd think about me more, considering, she loves worms. Fun little Ashton. Oh, wait. You guys already knew that? Oh. I thought that was like a... Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's silly Ashton. And you know me, Appendix-Chan. Worm-like in nature. Vestigial. No objective use. It's so funny that there's so many people here for my debut and graduation stream, because nobody ever noticed that I was here to begin with. This is vile. You know what shit I've had to deal with? This bitch! Yeah, I don't process anything. I don't have any use at all in her body. past me. Do you know how much stupid shit this dumbass eats? She's literally lactose intolerant. Yeah, I don't have to do anything. Yeah, I just watch it go by. Yeah, I've just spent my entire life watching everything pass by me, wanting to grab out and then never taking a hold. But I was born this way. I mean, there is one thing. No, I couldn't do that to her. I couldn't do that to her. Even though I've been here all along, silently waiting. I couldn't do that. And Hera on her graduation? This is grim. Isn't it funny? You know, if I had actually streamed more, I would have made such a good VTuber. Like streamer, like Appendix. Yeah, I have no functional use. And if I were to be gone, no one would miss me. But I can leave my mark on this place. Should I? Should I? Do the one thing that I was born to do? Should I? You guys, will you miss me when I'm gone? Explode right now? Oh, you guys just want to see the spectacle, huh? You just came to see... you just came to see whether or not I'd explode? I'm a loose cannon? Combust? I knew it. Not your fucking Kami, Yoshi. You didn't even realize I was here. But you know what? I can hurt your Kami, Yoshi. I can hurt her more than you'll ever be able to. How do you like that, huh? I'll do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Oh wait, okay, good. Hi everybody! How long was that? I think that was like 10 minutes. At max. 10 minutes max. Oh, my mouth is a bit funky. Funky wonky. Let me fix that real quick. Oh, was it funky? I said cookie! I know, I'm a little bit sick. But hi everybody! You guys like my accurate reenactment of when Appendix-Chan suddenly quit on me on Sunday? I'm back! I was gone all week because I was sick and I did not feel good, but I'm back and I'm so happy to be back, and I hope you enjoyed my funny little my funny little skit. It was beautiful. I shed a tear. Thank you for the web buzz, and also thank you for everybody who said hello. I'm sorry that I started with a funny little skit and I missed a lot of them, but I'll try and go back and say hello. But hello everybody, and also thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs, Sky Other Some, and also let me scroll back. Oh crap. D, thank you for subscribing, saying a sponsor. Wow, you guys. Wow, you must have really liked Appendix-Chan. Big fan, first time watching. You got your time on removed? Yeah, only when it fucking went off. Only when it went off. Redeem didn't work? Wait, headphones? Oh, it's because I just accidentally closed out of that program. Sorry. I was like flipping through stuff behind the scenes. Let me put it back on for you, Burr. But yes, if I sound a little clunky, it is because I unfortunately got my appendix removed on Monday, and this is my first stream back, and I'd like to talk a little bit about it. It won't be graphic until the end, and I'll give you a warning when that's about to happen. But I'm just happy to be back, and I can yap at you guys, and I'm sad that I couldn't do it earlier. I should have like grabbed the bull by the horns and done it on Tuesday evening, because on Tuesday it's like been up and it's been up and down all week. I think that my mouth is being a little funny. Can I fix this real quick? It's bugging me. I actually think I'm just on the wrong. There we go. Oop, excuse me. Alright. Testing. Oh, I think this is it. Alright. Oop, okay. Alright, we are so back. This looks about right. Yeah, this looks about right. She was blowing up and they got rid of her at the height of her popularity. I know, right? But you know, what's that term for like person? Sorry, I just started singing we're living in a powder keg and giving off sparks. I really need you tonight. I had a whole script written out from that. I was thinking like, you know, I might as well if I'm gonna be gone this long, I might as well use it to the best of my ability and plan for something silly and fun. And I was trying to throw in some more like Menhero jokes, but I just got anxious and wanted to see you guys so badly, so I sped it up a little. Congratulations on the consumption of your appendix. Thank you. I mean, that's the only thing to do with it, right? What goes out must come in. Thank you for the resubscribing, Hashiria. Oh, and saying a sponsor. And then also Ramblimo, thank you for resubscribing and saying a sponsor. And Risk of J, thank you for resubscribing and saying a sponsor. And Bird, thank you for resubscribing and saying a sponsor. Welcome. Yes, I'm repurposing the proteins. Everything. Her GTA RP experience came through. Were you guys nervous? Were you scared? Did I shock you with my Menhera ability? See, this is what that one chatter was talking about a few weeks ago when they were like, I think you could be a star. I think you could be on Broadway. She was so demure that it exploded. It was amazing. Because she was Menhera, because it's like, she's been here all along. Yeah, she doesn't do anything to help herself. Yeah, she's never streamed. But like, she deserves some acknowledgement. You're so skilled to Menhera. Thanks for channeling all my worst thoughts. I probably sound a bit stuffy. Oh, excuse me. I'm taking some water. The mascara eyes did scare me a little. Lol, I wasn't expecting that. Come on, I gotta go with like crazy mascara running eyes. I know most of you perverts associate it with like back shots. The melty was incredible. The Saya music killed me, please. You like that? channeling the most girl thing of all. And I even used a Saya background too. Although I used the like dark one because I thought maybe it would be too graphic for twins. So appendicitis is no joke. I suffered with pain for 5 days before heading to the emergency room. Oh my god! Wait, so I'm sorry that you had to deal with that because that's awful. I only dealt with it for a day. That's long. Why did you wait that long? What's up, Ashley? Hope you're doing good in the race. Still going good anyways. And Appendix-Chan is now off. Now, question Top Gear's the game I played in the SNES. I love racing, especially Tavia, which 4 years ago. Where was the question? I don't think you asked me a question. But yes, this is my first stream back after having to take an impromptu little bit of a break. Because I got my appendix taken out, and if you don't follow me on social media or you're not in the Discord, you probably did not see that, so I apologize for the sudden radio silence, but I'm super happy to have you guys back anyway. And yeah, I'll talk about my experience a little bit. Just because I haven't really been doing anything else in the past couple days. Usually I have like, on my notes app, I'll write down stuff to yap about. But because I've been like high on medicine for the whole week, it's all like really random stuff, I think. If I wrote anything at all. Yeah, I just wrote hello. What did I mean by that? I deleted all my other stuff because I was like, new slate. We're gonna get rid of the stuff I've already talked about. I just wrote hello. Do you still gotta take the medicine? No, thankfully, it is just pain medicine, and I haven't actually needed to take a lot of it in the past day. Today I'm less high, but the problem is like once I weaned off the medicine for like my innards, I got more sick in the head because I have a cold. If you can't tell, I'm really stuffed up. I don't usually sound like this. I got a cold in the damn hospital. It took a day to start. It started on Wednesday, was it? Wednesday, Thursday? Yeah, it took a little bit to start, which I'm actually glad for because if I was like sneezing and stuff right after my surgery, I would have been like in a lot of pain. Compound infections, that sucks royally. I know. Hello, Shinryuful. And also, hello, everybody that redeemed a hello. But yes, has anybody else had their appendix taken out? I'm curious to hear about your guys' experiences. Also, it was slightly dramatized. Mine did not explode. It just hurt. And I went before it exploded. Actually, funnily enough, the doctors said it was actually quite pink and small and cute and not very like swollen at all. It was just hurting me really bad. They said like, yeah, it wasn't that big. It just had appendicitis. So I guess I caught it early. Although it had been hurting all day. So what happened is like I woke up on this past Sunday and I was like, holy crap, like it feels like I need to like really use the bathroom, but I couldn't possibly because it was like so fast onset and like that stuff's regular, I guess. Not to be TMI, but I was thinking like that can't possibly be it. And so I was like rubbing my stomach, hoping to get it to feel better. And I took 4 Advil because I was like, I really hope that this is fine. And I had been developing chills, so I was like, fuck, I really hope I'm not sick. I didn't think I was because it was so fast onset. Yeah, 4 at once. I was like, we're gonna stop this before it even starts. Also, hello, Daniel Castellata. Damn, that was nuts. Haha, you were cooking in your downtime, huh? You enjoyed it? Thank you. But yeah, I was getting chills, so I was like, oh my god, I have the flu. Turns out that's actually a symptom of appendicitis, is to get chills, nausea, etc. But yeah, I had been hurting from... You didn't mention chills. Well, because I didn't want to, like, seem like I had the flu, I guess. But yeah, I had chills all day. I don't know, I don't just tell you guys everything. And you know what happened is because I had the chills, and I took the 4 Advil, and the chills went away. So it was like, oh, okay, like, it isn't the flu. It didn't seem, like, important to mention. Definitely want to take it more seriously if you mentioned that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I had the chills. Basically, that was another thing. But it went away when I took the 4 Advil, and so all that was left was my stomach ripping in pain. Like, so painful. But if I, like, tensed my stomach, it would go away. And then, like, as I was rubbing my stomach in the morning waiting for it to go away, I was like... It hurts in, like, one specific spot. I kept laying on pillows, putting pressure on it, thinking it was cramps or something. Oh, like how you rub cramps to make them go away? You're lucky it didn't explode. But yeah, it lasted. I woke up at 9 a.m. and then at 9 p.m. I made the decision, like, I need to go to the doctor. I need to go to the ER specifically because this feels serious. And the only reason I went is because Mama Martin convinced me, because I went home. Because if I was going to go to the hospital, Mama Martin was going to take me. Because I didn't want to go alone. And I was like, I just needed her to reassure me, like, if it is poo, I'm sorry. And she was like, if this was poo, that would still be bad. If it was hurting you this bad. And so I was like, okay, fair enough. And so when we went, it's some serious poo if it was hurting me that bad. So we went to the hospital. I got there like 11. I got tested at midnight. So this really sucked because also Mom Martin is early to sleep, whereas I'm a bit more of a night owl. So she was like falling asleep. And from like, then when I got wheeled back out into the waiting area, because there was not a lot of people in the hospital, but for some reason, like, the people were waiting in the waiting area instead of like waiting behind the scenes in the specific rooms. So they wheeled me back out into the waiting area to wait for the results of my CT scan, because they had to give me the CT scan. And I won't go into like hyper detail unless you guys are curious about it, but it's because it's like a very icky thing. But oh my god, getting an IV is so fucking annoying. And I mean, it's like icky to think about anyway, because it has to like go, like stay in your vein and stuff. But like, the feeling of getting medicine pumped into your IV is so intense. And they have to do contrast when you take a CT. And they don't give a fuck. They just squirt that shit right in. It was like, ugh. I was getting like zapped from the inside out. Oh wait, my chat on screen is broken. So weird. I thought you were actually sickly and weak at the beginning. Oh, at the beginning of this stream. Wait, why is it just loading? Oh, that's so odd. One second, I have to cough. Oh yeah, it's such a weird feeling. I'd forgotten about it. I had some surgeries when I was a kid, and I guess because I wasn't like so cognizant back then, I wasn't able to remember the feeling. But good God, it's such a... Oh, and I was having a little bit of like a melty in the hospital and crying to Mama Martin because there was bubbles in... There were some bubbles that she was pushing through my IV, and I was like, what if it stops my heart and it causes a bubble in my vein? And it was like so stupid. And she was like, it's not an important vein, that's not how that works. It's not gonna get to your heart, the bubble's gonna burst. But I love the feeling of IV pumping antibiotics specifically. It feels like video game healing. Ugh! Child's broken Odyssey stream. Oh, I see. Guess it's broken all over. Closest thing I ever got to IV was when I got my wisdom teeth pulled. Wasn't IVs, but done similarly. Yeah, it's still intense. Actually, did I get an IV when I got my wisdom teeth taken out? That was my last surgery, and so for that surgery, I had to go under twilight anesthesia, which is like not anesthesia. But for this surgery, I had to be like fully put under. So back to the timeline. Yeah, Mama Martin. She was stressed out too. But yeah, I think then at 1 a.m., instead of like discharging me, they wheeled me back and they were like, we're gonna give you your own room. Like, I had to go to this like waiting area, and I was like, fuck, like that doesn't bode well. I was still holding out hope they wouldn't have like cut into me and stuff. They pulled her down. Good riddance. Oh, that's Cerebro. And Chuichia, thank you for the raid. Welcome. Hello. My name is Ashton Martin. I forgot to say that. Appendix-Chan is no more. My name is Ashton Martin. I'm the Roller Runaway Screen of VTuber Racing on Twitch.tv. And I got my appendix removed on Monday. And this is my first stream back. And I'm just regaling the story of being in the hospital. Unfortunately, I am a little bit sick from said hospital. So you'll have to ignore my kunkiness. I hope you're streaming super well, though, Chia. I'm glad to hear you're doing okay. Oh yeah, I'm doing basically fine. It's just that I have like a bunch of snot in my head now, which sucks. I actually took a shower before this stream just to like try and clear up my head a little bit. It didn't work that well. We already VTubing by the time you got your wisdom teeth surgery. I was, and I thought that I could get over it really fast because I did this like hack where I chugged a bottle of pineapple juice the day prior before like your stomach had to be empty and stuff. And so I'm like checking chat on screen and it's like so behind. I'm seeing chats that I missed earlier. Does it really work? Nope. No, and I didn't tell anybody I was getting wisdom teeth surgery. And then I was just like, yeah, I'll be gone for a day or two. And then like after 2 days, I realized like I was absolutely not in the place to stream. So I had to be like, actually, you guys, I got my wisdom teeth taken out. And I thought I'd be healed enough to stream by then. And I wasn't. And it was embarrassing. So it didn't work. But it's a different type of anesthesia entirely. And I had forgotten. Well, I hadn't forgotten the type of anesthesia. I just was so far away from like when I was a kid and I had gone under like full anesthesia that I was really anxious about it for good reason, because it sucks ass. I have a renewed fear of going under anesthesia. Oh, here's a fun fact too. Did you know that they only just figured out how anesthesia like works in the brain like this year? I just saw a paper about this. They've been using anesthesia this whole time, not really like knowing how it works. Because the positives of using it have like far outweighed the negatives of like the unknown. Yeah, good time to get surgery, I guess, now that they figured it out. But yeah. Well, it was just magic. Yeah, they were like, well, it works and we know how to like dose it correctly, but we don't know like how it works. I saw the video. Oh, there's a video on it, huh? Wow, that's nuts. Isn't that crazy? Good we figured it out eventually, I guess. Yeah, because some people were completely immune and it really messed things up. Oh, so that was what it was. We still don't know how Tylenol works. Yeah, I guess the way that the body, like, metabolizes pain receptors. Metabolizes stuff that affects your pain receptors is what I mean. It's probably mystifying. So long as it works and so long as you don't die. They still don't know how migraines really work either. How is that possible? We've had like thousands of years to figure it out. Man, this is making my stomach hurt. My stomach's all tense up. Also, Shadow Slush, you think you're falling to the pick room? Have you tried holding your breath for stuffy nose? No, what is that? I'll try it though. But yeah, once they went me into a room, I was like, ah, fuck, that's not good. And so I was in this holding room, and because it was a Sunday night, at the hospital in the middle of the night, there was a bunch of like drunken, maybe homeless people that were there that had like cracks on their face, were still like really fucked up from drugs or alcohol, and like there were too many of them. So there was one that was right outside my room who was being really rowdy with the nurse. He didn't have his own room. He was just like shoved up against the wall outside my room, and it seemed a bit it was a bit scary for a little bit there because he seemed aggressive, but then when I went out to go to the bathroom, he actually was just like passed out. Typical. Is that what it is? Triage? Yeah, people who are redheaded are resistant to anesthesia. Congrats on this successful appendix eating. Thank you. But yeah, so it was kind of like a give me a room, please moment until I got upstairs. And yeah, once I was there. What's really funny is that the nurses will all get told what it is, but they can't tell you. The doctor has to tell you. But it's like, you're coming in and giving me antibiotics. So yeah, if you don't know what appendicitis is, it's when your appendix becomes infected. So it's infected. And then if it gets too infected and pussy, and it can explode, which is a huge mess on your inside and can kill you because the pus is naturally like toxic and gross and nasty. So mine did not explode, it was just infected. So they had to give me a course of antibiotics, which gave away like what the fuck was happening when they pumped the antibiotics into me. I didn't feel the antibiotics. Yeah, sepsis. I didn't feel the antibiotics, but I was given morphine for the pain. And that was intravenously through my IV. And it's important that I point this out now because it comes into play later. As she knows too much, they can't trick me, waggles my finger. You're not getting anything by me. Ooh, morphine? I've never like felt high from morphine though. But yeah, they pumped me full of so many drugs over the weekend. Like so fucking many drugs. And I was admitted at 3 a.m. You know, she gave me morphine and she was like, this makes people nauseous, so I'm gonna give it to you slowly, and then I'm gonna give you an anti-nausea after. They got a medicine for the medicines there. It's crazy, and they're gonna give you all of it, and they all have like it written down so they know what interacts and what doesn't, and blah blah blah, yada yada yada. It's crazy how much medicine they give you in the hospital, especially considering out of the hospital they're like, oh, don't take Tylenol and Advil at the same time. But in the hospital, they're like, Tylenol, Advil, every 3 hours, non-stop, morphine, blah, 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 blah. It's crazy. But I mean, if you're in the hospital, hopefully your pain is like so horrible that, well, not hopefully, but your pain is probably so horrible that you need that, right? You're now faster because you're lighter without it? Yeah, I should weigh myself. I wonder how much my appendix weighed. But thank you, Bud Tag. Breathe the breath in and then out and hold your breath. Tilt your head back and try breathing through your nose when you're running out of breath. Repeat if necessary. Wait. I don't think I did it right. Where my Advil head's at? I'm partial to Advil because I thought Tylenol was bad for your heart. Not that I like used it all that much. I'm sure using Advil a bunch is also bad for you too. Hi, Mecklady. I did ask if I could take it home, but they said no because they had to send it to pathology in case they had like ghosts in it or something. So I could not take it home with me, but they did say they would take a picture. And then they blow it up in a big furnace. Do they really? That makes sense. For some reason, I thought maybe there was just like an organ scrap pile somewhere. Yeah. Well, rest in peace. She had a Viking's death. It's also super easy to overdose on Tylenol. Really? I didn't know that. Yeah, I used like children's medicine until I was like 20 because my mom was always like, don't use the hard stuff. She was very, very nervous about it, about me overdosing and me like ruining my intestines by accident, which is probably good. But yeah, if the kiddie stuff will work and it's gentler on the body, you might as well use it. Anyway, yeah, and so I got given morphine and she gave it to me slowly. She did it like a milligram, like a half a milligram. It was like 2 milligrams, I think, or something. And she did it like a half a milligram at a time and then waited a minute or two because she was like setting stuff up. And I got all the little electrodes put on me and they were like monitoring my CO2 and all my like, the electricity in my body and shit like that. And then I also had a cuff that like would go off every hour, and so I don't know how long I was downstairs. It took a while. Well, I guess if I got the results at 1 and then I got my room at 3, I was down in that triage area for 2 hours just like waiting, and eventually the doctors and the surgeons came and they were like, hey, there's actually nobody to do the surgery tonight, so you're gonna have to go tomorrow, and actually there are people that are already in line for tomorrow morning, so you're gonna go after them, so we don't know when you're gonna go right now, but it's gonna be afternoon. I was like, no, I'm in pain, I want to get out of here. Well, really, I wasn't in pain because of the morphine at that point. I just wanted to get the fuck out of there. I have never wanted to leave so badly. So much for emergency. Well, that's the thing, is like, it's emergent to like find out what it is, but I guess an appendicitis like really isn't that big of a deal unless it explodes. So yeah, they just had me sitting around with my thumb up my butt. And so, yeah, I got the morphine, and then she gave me the Zofran after, which is an anti-nausea. And I felt like totally fine. There was multiple times where she was like, you're gonna feel like a hot sensation. You're gonna feel a so-and-so sensation. And I didn't feel like sick or hot or anything. I was just like, can I please fucking go, please? Mine exploded. What? That's horrible. Did you get the full cut in your side then? The people in front of you probably had the exploded ones. Yeah. I wonder how often on average like appendicitis happens. It's pretty common, isn't it? But yeah, I kind of thought that it might be coming, and the doctors have all were like, they were were like hesitant to agree to this, but like for the past couple months, I felt like my appendix has been like tickling a little. And honestly, I think it was my appendix because sometimes I'm not allowed to lift over like 5 pounds for the next 2 weeks. Sometimes if I like strain myself, I can feel my little appendix area inside my body. And it's the same place that used to like tingle and stuff. They say that like when appendicitis like happens, it happens like for real, like it doesn't just go away. And actually, what it can happen too is they can give you the medicine, the antibiotics, and you could keep the appendix, but the likelihood of you getting appendicitis again and it exploding is like infinitesimally higher or something. So they just want to like delete it every time. Sorry, we were tickling that spot. What? You were inside my organs, giving me a tickle. I got given morphine that ate soon after and ended up throwing up, so that nausea part is no joke. Maybe it was because I hadn't eaten anything. But yeah, I had like one Culver's chicken tender at like 9 p.m. And the next time I ate was like 5 p.m. the next day. But I'm skipping ahead. So I get my room. It is with somebody who is in a lot of pain, which I feel very badly for. But for some reason, they will moan in pain whenever the nurses come in. So they're like, oh, Jesus, Lord, Jesus. They keep moaning in pain. And then when the nurses leave, they're kind of just like sighing loudly. They were also like vomiting when I first came to the room, which was rough. So I was like, damn, I'm in for a rough night. Because I also did not have my headphones, so I had to listen to them vomit and moan in pain, and so I didn't get much sleep. Not complaining, they seemed like they were having like a rough time, but I did think it was odd how like whenever a nurse came by, they started to like moan louder and more often. I was like, they're coming to give me morphine right now. Actually, one time my sister took some medicine and she hallucinated all night. The medicine that they sent me home with has been making me feel a bit icky, which is why I'm on Tylenol only right now. Although now I'm a bit nervous because I don't want to overdose on it. I haven't been really keeping track of how often I take it. I just assume it's been 6 hours since the last time I took it. Oh god, I gotta sneeze. Anyway. So yeah, I was in the hospital and there's a bunch of nurses coming in and out, setting up my stuff. And also, this is really annoying on my part and I feel bad about it. Okay, goodbye. And I feel bad about it. But I got used to the feeling of the IV in my arm. At first it was like I could only have it straight. It's a really foreign feeling. And then eventually you start to get used to it. And I got put in this machine that had this like powered... Sorry, I'm like, my brain is blanking because I have a tickle in my nose. There was a machine that controlled the flow of the saline that was going into my body. Also, I had to piss so much. It was like non-stop saline because I gotta keep the fluids going and make sure you're hydrated. But man, I peed so many times when I was at the hospital. They put her in the iron lung. Yeah, I'm whining about my roommate making noise. I was probably like all night. They gave me this thing that controlled the flow of the IV, and when you bend your arm too much, it didn't allow for the saline to flow into your arm, and it would detect that the flow stopped, and it would fucking go beep 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 really loudly, and I kept doing it when I was trying to fall asleep. I'd like flop my arm over, and it would be just bent enough that it would stop the flow of the saline. It would go like beep 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 beep. Ugh. I felt bad, and the only way that it turned off was when a nurse came in and turned it off. Because I mean, I get it, like it's a failsafe, like, hey, something's happening to this person, come check on them. If you ended up with a catheter, do you have to check for a UTI? I thankfully did not have a catheter. They gave me the option. They said, well, you can pee now before the surgery, or we can give you a catheter. And I was like, I'll take the bathroom now, please. And who knows what I did on that table. I don't remember it all. But yeah, I was there, and then visiting hours started at like 9 a.m. And Mama Martin went home, and I tried to get some sleep, and I was sweating my ass off, hot as hell. And I don't even think it was because the hospital was very hot. It was just because I was like full of different medicines and sweating from the fever, because you do get a fever when you have appendicitis because it is an infection. And yeah, then Mom Martin came in the morning. I was in and out of sleep, blah, blah, blah. They scheduled my surgery for noon. And noon rolls around. They say, like, hey, do you want a catheter? And I go, like, please no. And then they roll me downstairs to get ready for the surgery. And yeah, then I go under. They usually do keep the hospital fairly hot for reasons. That makes sense, actually. Like, if people have trouble, especially old people have trouble, like, regulating their body heat and stuff, that makes sense. But yeah, so I come in at 11 p.m. and my surgery is at noon the next day. So that's like the saga of me being in the hospital. And it is like torture because leading up to the surgery, the doctors will just, there's no privacy whatsoever. I feel like that was probably obvious, but they have to come in and get information from you like whenever they have the chance because they're very busy people. So they came in like every fucking hour, like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. And I remember I was like barely lucid, like signing my name on like a release consent thing, like, okay, good night. And I remember at one point too, they came in and they're like, okay, we're gonna go over her surgery that's happening at noon. And it was like the head resident, and there was like 5 silent residents at the foot of my bed, like furiously like writing stuff down, like okay, yes, okay. And then I was like, yeah, I get it, appendectomy, okay, goodbye. But that was all the times I got woken up leading up to Mama Martin coming, and then I slept for most of the morning. Oh, and then I remember too, I had to message my boss at the racetrack and was like, hey guys, I'm in the hospital right now, so I can't come on tomorrow morning. And I was really nervous because they hadn't messaged me until like my day was about to start at 8 a.m. But then finally they did message me and they were like, holy shit, like, don't go online at all today, like, it'll be fine. I know what I said as, I'm in the hospital for an appendectomy. If I do get on, it won't be until the afternoon. And then I had to message her again and be like, hey, so my surgery is at noon, so I won't be on at all. And then she was like, do not come on at all, please. Which I was happy about. It wasn't like a, when can you come on then? Most of the people from the racetrack are like, holy shit, please take some time off. Oh no, I'm sorry, Mr. Poppin' Fresh. Oh, I know what I was signing too. It was, so appendectomies are typically now they're done laparoscopically with little robot arms, which means they make 3 incisions on your stomach. One is like above your belly button, one is off to the side, and one is right above your coochie. And so they use those 3 incisions to reach over to your appendix and nab the damn thing and snip it off and take it out. So it's minimally invasive and, whoa, I'm dropping frames? How odd. I just noticed that. Scrubs episode where they got to study a VTuber's whack-ass body condition. It's like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. There's suddenly like a tune that they have to study. Excuse me, I had to sniffle. But I know you've been off and on, but it's not too bad. Oh geez, I'm sorry. I just noticed that it's dropped a little. Hopefully it doesn't fully drop. Where was I? Oh, laparoscopic. But if they think they can't get like a good visual of it and it's difficult. So I was lucky in that like I felt all my pain in my stomach towards the front, but if you feel more pain in your back, which is pretty common, it means that your appendix is like angled towards your back and therefore it's like covered by other intestines and is like difficult to get a view on. And so I signed this waiver that was like, we are gonna do it laparoscopically, but if need be, we will have to cut right into where the appendix is, leave like a 3-inch long scar to dig in like directly, because we won't be able to get a visual on it otherwise. So that was that. And also you have to sign a waiver that's like, we have to intubate you because you're going under general anesthesia, which means that we may or may not bust some of your teeth out, perforate your vocal cords, gouge your tongue. We're gonna try not to, but if it does happen, got him, you know. Should have asked him to give me a cool face scar too? No, I've heard horror stories about people going in for surgeries and then coming out with like a random face scar. But yeah, I had to get the tube shoved down my throat. So, back downstairs, I'm nervous because I realized what is the incredible cavern in front of me while waiting for my surgery. It's just blackness. If you've never been under general anesthesia, there's like really no good way to describe it. Your body just turns off. And it's difficult to grasp like something just like making you sleep. But the medicine they give you is immediate. Also, hello, Laser. It's impossible to describe. And for some reason, like this time, and this is gonna sound really stupid because it was such a minor surgery. I did get it done laparoscopically, so it wasn't very severe. I didn't have any teeth knocked out. Nothing like really happened to me, thankfully. They were very careful and kind about it. But it blocks memory, so you don't remember falling asleep. That's true also. Sorry, the fake countdown is funny. Okay, we'll get to that. I also just realized I didn't tell a story earlier. We're gonna skip back. But yeah, there's this like great big cavern in front of you, metaphorically, when you're like waiting to go into surgery. And it's just very terrifying because it's blackness. It's like truly... The reason why you have to be intubated is because you can't breathe. Your body doesn't breathe. All your functions cease. That's why they like say that they have to put a catheter in, because like if you have a full bladder, you'll just piss. Like your body just turns off, and it's really, really bizarre. But it also kind of doesn't turn off because that's what they just discovered with anesthesia. Anyway, it's a really terrifying thing, and I hope you never have to go under general anesthesia. But for some reason, even though this was like a minor surgery, this is the closest I've ever felt to like mortality. Not to be like morbid, but yeah, I guess it's less so about like the severity of the procedure and more like I feel like now that I'm 21, I'm finally getting to that age where it's like these things are gonna hurt. These things are gonna hurt more than they did when I was like a child, when I could bounce back from them. It's gonna be scarier than it was when I was a child and I like didn't understand it to the first degree, to the greatest degree that I understand it now. It's just like dark. It only gets worse. I know. I just realized, like, yeah. Are you in a coma right now? It's a pleasant coma, at least. I think what made me think about this is coming out of general anesthesia. It was really tough this time. It wasn't tough apparently like last time. I was really like wimpy and whiny, and I was hot, and I was like, I'm hot, and I had the nurses remove the blanket, and then I was like, I'm cold. That was when I had ear surgery years and years ago. But this time it just felt like I was fighting against my brain. It was like blackness. It's not like waking up from sleep where you fade into a dream. It's dreamless sleep. So it's just blackness. And when you wake up from it and you're like, like you can't stay awake, when you fall back into that blackness, it's scary because it's just nothing's there. And it's your brain, it's your desire to come out of that it will cause you to wake up. So if you don't have that like desire, it just, maybe I was just like fighting too hard because I was nervous this time, and so like I kept being like, wake me up. I don't remember any blackness. I remember the blackness this time. I remember waking up multiple times and being like, where's my mama? Where's my mama? I just wanted to go home really bad because I was so uncomfortable. This is a very uncomfortable hospital stay for me. Ashton, this is your partner. We've been trying to reach you. You've been in a coma for 10 years. I will say that if I was in a coma right now, it's at the very least a pleasant one because, yeah, it was weirdly like painful to fight against that darkness this time. It was Kingdom Hearts style, like taking over. But yeah. It's really different from Twilight anesthesia where you're like awake but not awake. I remember getting my teeth taken out. Not like remember, but like they cover your eyes. I can remember the feeling of being lucid and everything just being incredibly dulled. Whereas this time it's blackness. It's... When I woke up I took the IV out. What the heck? That's awful, Asteroid. Jesus. That sucks. I regret getting my IV in my dominant arm. You gotta fight Roxas in the mind stage. Yeah, maybe it's best that I forgot what was going on inside my head. I had to kill Mickey. Yeah, Yeah, did you like rip it out of your arm and like abscond? Holy shit, that's metal as fuck. But yeah, imagining that is like so gross. I didn't even remember walking to the car. What? They let you leave right after that? Holy shit. Or did you literally abscond? What the hell? Oh my god, is Asteroid secretly like a super spy? Twilight felt like I don't remember anything specific, but I remember stuff happening. Yeah. Whereas General is like... It's gone. It was scary. But back to before the surgery. I was in pain. I was in a lot of pain. But actually I had this moment where I was like, I feel like I could handle this pain with some pain medicine. Like I could just go home right now and then I won't have the scars and blah blah blah. It was right after they took the teeth out. Oh, you're talking about your wisdom teeth. Oh, so you didn't get put under full anesthesia. I remember my entire anesthesia experience, but I think that's probably because I had experienced so much anesthesia before. I was kind of a sickly kid. I had multiple surgeries when I was a kid. I had my tonsils taken out, and then my tonsils ripped, and then I was bleeding out in my stomach, and I had to get that stitched up, and then I had to get 2 surgeries on my ear. And yeah. I was just like, I could just leave my infected appendix in and go stream. I mean, yeah, it wasn't exploding. By then I had been so like doped up that I was like, I could handle this. Oh god, I'm getting more stuffed up as I talk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I probably sound horrible. But yeah, Jesus, you were fully awake, but you had like pain, right? I know there's some people who are scared of being put under anesthesia, so they have like the pain receptors blocked, but they can hear all like the gong 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 gong, like them ripping the teeth out and stuff. I had general anesthesia during my wisdom teeth because all 4 had to come out at the same time, and my roots have double hooks on them. Yuck, that sucks. I got all 4 of mine out at the same time, but luckily they weren't like, they were just a little twisted and stuff. Listening to somebody who was stuffed up is surprisingly comfy. Yeah, like we're like under the covers and stuff. They did the needles in my jaw. Dang, we've all suffered so much. I'm sorry to make you guys relive that right now. Excuse me. I was all stuffed up. But yeah, back to before the surgery. I'm an anxious person. I have general anxiety disorder. They put me under general for my wisdom teeth. They didn't let me keep the teeth. They didn't let me keep them either, but they like cut them into pieces and stuff. I wanted them if they were like full, funny looking big teeth, but no, they cut them into shards to be able to remove them. I was also super high after, but I was like trying to keep it cool. And I was like, don't worry guys, I've done this a time or 2. I've been under anesthesia. I can handle this. Oh my god. Dang, everybody has such horrible wisdom teeth stories. I guess that's the one thing that like most people can like relate on, is because most everybody has to get their wisdom teeth taken out. Don't worry. One day the appendix will come. The appendicitis will come to you too. I think it did come to me kind of early in life because I'm only 21. But they did say that it's kind of... It doesn't appear in one age more than the other. It's just about the ability to bounce back after. That is really different compared to each age. So it's actually better to get your appendix taken out when you're like a kid, because it's super easy to bounce back. Although that's true of like most surgeries. It's like how the mortality rate of like getting your tonsils taken out as an adult is like 10-fold compared to... Because I'm 21. That's why. Because it's the awesomest age, and I'm proud to be it. But yeah, back to before the surgery. I mentioned the morphine thing because I am nervous, and I know that you can't eat or drink before a hospital procedure, not because it interferes with medicine and stuff, but because if you have anything in your stomach, you can aspirate it, which means it'll come up your esophagus and go into your lungs, and then if food gets into your lungs, it can become infected, and a lung infection is very severe, so you really do not want to aspirate anything at all. You said you want to be like Carlos Sainz. I didn't think you meant like that. What? When have I ever said I want to be like that, mofo? Maybe I'd be like him if I wanted like a pretty model girlfriend, but why would I need one of those? I could just be that Bang Boom Body world famous Ashton Martin, maybe with a couple more scars now. You hate him. I don't hate him. I just don't have particular beef with him. But yeah, you aspirate if you have anything in your stomach. So I was really nervous to take a pill, and I kind of knew like it probably would dissolve by the time I had to go into surgery. So the pain medication they were offering a couple hours prior to the surgery was a pill and some water, but I was nervous about that. And so I said, can I just get some more morphine, which does look like drug-seeking behavior. But I specified like I had morphine earlier and I know it's intravenous, and she said, well, we haven't like approved it, but I can get the doctors to write a script for it, and then I can push it. Oh, I didn't know that actually. I had no idea. Dang, so that probably improved his time a little when he got his removed. But, so I requested morphine. And so she goes like, okay, if you want like something intravenous, like morphine works. It worked before for your pain management, so we'll give you some more now. So she goes to write the doctor, she gets the approval. She gives me the morphine, like 20 minutes later. She pushes it all at once. Now let's throw it back to the nurse who gave me a ½ milligram over the course of like 5 minutes because it nauseates you. Yeah, she didn't do that. And then she went, oh, yeah, this will cause nausea. And when she pushed it, I literally felt like a heat just spread through my entire body, and I clutched my heart. I was like, ah! And I could feel my like legs go on fire and tense up. It was so intense. And she was like, ooh, shoot, I didn't get an anti-nausea. Oh, let me get you some Zofran. And then she went, oh no, I have to get the doctor to approve it. Since I didn't get any anti-nausea for it like I had before, and just pushed it all at once. I was like, ah, like dying for the morphine. It was so painful. And this is kind of gross, but another thing that happened too was whenever they would push like a huge amount of fluid at once, I could feel like a bubbling in my neck. It was so weird. Definitely nothing to worry about. I brought it up to a doctor and I was like, ugh, like there's like a crunchy feeling in my neck when you push the medicine. They're like, whew, that's weird. Didn't care at all. But yeah, that was the morphine story. It's like, well, morphine worked before, why do we do more morphine? And then I won't have anything in my stomach because I'm afraid of aspirating anything. And then when she pushed it, I literally like convulsed like a Frankenstein reanimating. It hurts so bad. Thank you, Jack Jaguar. Thank you. But yeah, then the surgery happened. It was tough coming out of it. I like battled with my mortality. And I wasn't thinking it would be so tough. It's also difficult to describe how hard it is to speak after a surgery. That tube will fuck your shit up, dude. That tube will make it so difficult to talk. It hurt to talk for hours and hours afterwards. But I slowly came off the anesthesia. It took a while. I was on and off sleeping. I kept like not wanting to fall asleep because I wanted to be discharged as soon as possible so I could just like sleep at home. But then I just had to give up at a certain point. I was like, I can't do it. But yeah, apparently it's not like getting fluoride on your teeth or anything where they're like, okay, you have to wait a couple hours. I expected to be nauseous too because, you know, earlier you guys were saying too that like general anesthesia made you nauseous. But no, I could eat right away after. They brought me back to my room, they wheeled me back, and they were like, okay, well, the first food comes out at 4 p.m. Do you want to order your food? And I was like, fuck yeah, I do! Woo! And so I was getting meds pumped and more antibiotics and yada, yada, yada. And they actually called my room and they were like, okay, we heard you're out of surgery. Like, do you want to place an order for food? And I was like, yes, sir. Yes, I do. What you got? And so she listed off all her specials and she was like, oh, today we have like a honey something chicken with mashed potatoes and green beans. And this is how you know I was fucked up because I was like, oh my God, I'd love to eat some green beans right now. Give me that one. And she was like, okay, we also have soups if you're interested in soup. And I was like, ooh, what soups do you have? And she listed them all off. And she was like, chicken noodle and potato and gazpacho or something. And I was like, ooh, I can't choose between chicken chicken noodle and potato. And she was like, well, you can have both if you want. And I was like, ooh, I'll take both. And then she said, well, we also have salads. And I was like, ooh, a salad. I'll take one of those. What do you got? And then she was like, well, we have house salad and different dressings. And I said, well, what do you got for the dressings? And then she said, like, ranch, balsamic, Caesar. And I was like, ooh, I'll take a Caesar. And she was like, do you want any fruit? And I was like, ooh, which fruit do you have? And then she was like, apple, oranges, grapes. And so I was like, ooh, I'll have some grapes. And then she was like, well, do you want a sweet treat after too? And I was like, ooh, what do you have? And so she was like, cake, ice cream, brownie. And I was like, ooh, give me the brownie. And so I got a fucking feast of food. It was so good. I think Mama Martin was eating with me because she stuck around with me the whole time. So she was hungry too. She was like, this is really plain, like really like unsalted and plain. But I was like shoveling the chicken noodles in my mouth. I was like, this is so fucking good. This is so good. I was starving and I didn't even realize, because earlier the night prior, I was like, I just need water so bad. I need a sip of water. At like 3 a.m. I wanted water super bad. But then, like, by the morning came, I was, like, totally desensitized to it. Probably because I was anxious about the surgery. But afterwards, I was like, oh, give me all of it. And the potato soup was good. You know, I think in hindsight, it probably wasn't that good. But, oh, my God. It was delicious. I was starving. Mama Martin ate the salad. I ate most of the chicken. And I ate all the green beans because I'm a good girl. And I knew that I would need some of the roughage. Because I was thinking, like, not to be gross. Hello, Navy Mongoose. Not to be gross. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom eventually. I should probably try and make it easy on myself. So, probably a little bland so you can eat a lot alongside nutrition stuff. Yeah, exactly. And they also don't want to put like excess sodium in it because, like, you know, better to not have extra sodium and then allow everybody to eat it and stuff. Yeah, that's true also, Burr. That was an issue that I had to deal with because I got prescribed oxycodone. I got prescribed, what is that? Is that an amphetamine? Oh, it's an opioid. So I was taking that for a few days. And I think, I can't verify this is true, but I've heard that this is how, like, some feelings of, like, highness happen. The first day when I took the Oxy, I was like, boom, right as rain. Like, felt great. But then the next couple days, I'd start to like, feel like higher and higher, just after like the normal dose of it, to the point where it was like making me loopy and stuff. So I haven't been taking it since Wednesday night. Oxy feels so good and scary. Actually, it was kind of overwhelming to excuse me, to me. But that one apparently will back you up pretty bad. So I stopped taking it because I have anxiety and I don't want to get like attached to it. But also it was making me feel kind of odd. Yeah, it's weird. You can feel when the Oxy hits. You can! It's like all of a sudden it's like, I'm so loopy. It's like weirdly though, it's like a clean loopiness. It's like different from being like drunk or high on like a different type of drug. It's like all of a sudden your vision is swimming and you're like cozy. I could see how people get addicted to it, but I have refrained. Because my tolerance was too high, I didn't feel much different on the Oxy. Oh, I didn't finish that thought. See, I think maybe part of it was that like the first time I took it, I had enough pain. So the whole thing is that like, if you take pain medication, it blocks the pain receptors from sending signals to your brain and stuff. So I was thinking, maybe I was in so much pain that like the Oxy was like the perfect amount to block that pain. And then like as I was like lessening and starting to heal a little, there was like excess drugs, which was making me feel high. And so that's probably why I was feeling high. So maybe you were just in that much pain, Queso Gumbo. Who's to say? I don't know. That could also just be total conjecture and I could be talking out my ass. But yeah. I ate and then I think I went back to sleep afterwards. And I think at like 8 p.m. I was in the hospital for like 24 hours. 8 p.m., 9 p.m. I got discharged. And there was a backup, of course, similar to the backup in the emergency room the night before. There's a backup, and they were like, yeah, we're kind of out of people to like push the wheelchairs. Just wait, they'll come by, just wait. And I think we waited like 30 minutes, and I was like, fuck it, I want to get out of here. I had already signed my papers and stuff, and they had sent for a person to come with a wheelchair. So I just decided to hop out of the building. But I guess it's always better to walk if you can, so long as you're not stressing yourself out. So I left. Actually, what happened is I hobbled downstairs, like in the elevator. Oh, and taking the elevator while sitting or in a bed is so weird. If you've ever been like sitting in the elevator, it's a very bizarre feeling compared to standing. I hadn't realized until I was like in the bed getting wheeled off to surgery. Like, what the fuck? It's such a bizarre distribution of like the weight. But yeah. Then we got to like the downstairs, and Mom Martin was like, "Oh, there's a wheelchair. Just sit there." And so we like took a rogue wheelchair, and she wheeled me like 20 feet, and we were outside. So basically, it was useless. And then I went home, and then that was basically it. I slept like weirdly well. I was expecting to sleep kind of poorly on the first night, but I slept well from Monday to Tuesday. And then Tuesday, I came home and was like, this shit's awesome. Like, I should be able to stream tomorrow. And then Wednesday, it was like a downturn because all like the hospital drugs had been flushed from my system by then, I think. And man, I felt like shit on Wednesday. And I was starting to get sick and had a bit of a cough. And then on Thursday, yesterday, it was also pretty bad. And today, I don't feel that much like appendix pain. But I am like sick in the head now. More than usual, because I have a cold. Residual anesthesia will knock you out. Yeah, that first night was like silent, beautiful sleep. Restful sleep. But I also did fall asleep at like 10 p.m. because there's nothing to do at my parents' house, so. But yeah, that's the story. That is the story of my appendectomy, and I'm hoping that the healing is up from here. I'm honestly really nervous because TwitchCon is next week, and I'll probably be off my medicine by then, and I won't be like sick with my cold either. But like they do say you shouldn't fly for 2 weeks, and more importantly, they say you can't lift more than 5 pounds for 2 weeks. So like I'm not sure I'll be able to lug around a suitcase, but I'm just. Oh, you didn't tell the countdown story? Oh, that's right. I forgot to. So, there's this thing that doctors will do when you go under anesthesia, and they do it sometimes. Got a rolling bag? Maybe. I wouldn't go if they say don't fly, but it's almost like 2 weeks out. So it's close-ish. It should be fine. And you can heal from laparoscopic surgeries 3 to 7 days. So, like, technically I should be healed by then. Yeah, I know. It would just be like a really big loss because the ticket is expensive, and I probably won't be able to find anybody to fill my room in the Airbnb, so I'd have to pay for it, and I don't know, I'm so undecided. If anything, I'd pack like really, really light, and then I don't know. Still ask. No, yeah, I'm gonna call my surgeon on Monday, and I've got all my follow-up stuff planned, etc., etc. Little paper guide. But yeah, back to the actual time of surgery. So, I was anxious waiting to get taken back. Mom Martin was rubbing my back, being like, it's okay, like, they are professionals, they do this all the time. Also, I think that they do this as like a annoying, like, assertion of dominance. I asked my surgeon because I don't want to sully my beautiful unmarred belly. I don't even have like a belly piercing. That was a clip-on for Space Cadet. I haven't even gotten a belly piercing despite wanting a belly piercing because I was so afraid of like marking at my stomach, and then they were gonna cover it in scars. So I said, please be careful. Like, please, I just really want small scars, please. I woke up, they mangled my shit, bro. I can't tell what it looks like now. But like, ugh, one of the incision sites is like so bad looking. I feel like if you ask about it, they're like, huh, well fuck you. they don't give a shit anymore. No, don't say that, I'm sorry. I can't help it. This fucking appendix. Punching myself. I wish I didn't have it. I just hope I've done everything. I've gotten like the scar things, the silicone scar patches and stuff. Scars are cute. I'm just gonna try my best to lessen them. I prefer my scars to be very light, if anything. I know that it's just another like part of my story, I guess, but it does suck. Think of it like Misato. He'll look like a badass. Yeah, my appendix got a little piece of poo stuck in it and got infected, and then decided it wanted to kill me. Oh yeah, if you guys didn't know what appendicitis is, that's it. What else do you think could have possibly happened? It's attached to your intestines, to your colon. That's literally how you get appendicitis. Is that a little piece of rogue poo will hitch a ride, get stuck in the divot, and then your appendix just goes like, ah! It gets infected. It is gross. This one, a balloon. You know, I should just lie about it, huh? It was attached to the junction between your small and large intestines. Oh, sorry, but I'm still right about the fact that it's poo. Yeah, I spent my entire life with living totally normally. All of a sudden, one too many milkshakes. One too many milkshakes. Actually, I think I would be like beating myself up if I did do something that like gave me indigestion the day before, but I did everything right. I actually was feeling kind of rough on Saturday too, and I took medicine and it made me feel better. But yeah, when I woke up on Sunday, I was like, holy shit. But yeah, back to the surgery story. So they wheel you back. When you're an adult, you have to like transfer from like the wheelie bed to the surgery bed. The surgery place, there's like a little gel thing for your head, and that's where they're gonna do the surgery. And so they also don't want to touch you because they've already like scrubbed in and blah 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 blah. So they're wheeling me in, they're all like fucking with me. There's like nurses, attendants, whatever, blah blah. One of them goes like, oh, I'm just gonna like flush out your IV, push it with saline. That's what that means, to push saline through. And then I get wheeled in. They pop, oh sorry, I knocked my microphone. They pop down the little side so that you're able to like shimmy onto the bed. I prop myself up on my arms, gingerly, because my tummy hurts. The room is spinning. And I get mad. I go, you gave me something already, didn't you? And the nurse was like, yeah. And I was like mad as fuck, like fuck, they've already started. And so I lay down on the surgery thing. They cover my face with the breathing thing, which is like the final component, is when you have to breathe in the anesthesia and stuff. That's when it fully relaxes you. But typically what they'll do, doctors will, if you're scared, which I was scared, but they like didn't give a fuck. They must have looked at my chart and saw my surgeries and was like, yeah, she's a pro, whatever. They didn't even give me any warning or nothing. They slipped the little chaser, no, not the chaser. They slipped the first shot in, thinking they could dupe me, and then I was like, the room is spinning. Yeah, you thought. And then they stick the thing on my face. They don't even do the like, okay, we're gonna count down from 10, and you'll be out before 1. Sometimes like doctors will do this like funny little thing where they're like, haha, if you count down from 10 and you get to 1, the surgery's free. They didn't even do anything like that. It was just like, out. No countdown, no nothing. Yeah, what's the opposite of a chaser? It was like the lime. It was the shot. Shot chaser. Go to sleep, bitch. It's a little lime slice making me all woozy. I think what was funny though is that the nurse was like, yeah, all meekly, because I was like, god damn it, you already gave me something. But yeah. And then I had a tough time waking up, and I've already went through yada yada. And then I went home. I'm healing. I'm currently healing. What's weird is that like where they put the incisions for laparoscopic surgery. Oh, here's another awful thing. This actually has been the most painful thing for me throughout the entire ordeal. More painful than the pain in my stomach and like my appendix. And I mean, That probably really hurt, but because I don't feel it anymore, I can't remember it that well. They didn't do anything for me when they put me on my table. They just said, take some deep breaths and out we go. That's what they did to me. But they are supposed to be like, okay, we're gonna count down. Or maybe it's just up to the surgeon? I feel like it's scary to just like be like, all right, take deep breaths. I feel like I'd prefer the countdown. Maybe I gotta ask for it next time. Maybe it's only a kid's thing. Because I know they did it when I was a kid. But the last time I had a major surgery, they were just like, bye-bye. And then I was out. I got the countdown too? Wait, yeah. Maybe it's just people who haven't had it before. Yeah, I prefer being able to anticipate it a little. Than just like... Wait, what was I gonna say? Oh, so when they do it laparoscopically, and this is a gross visual, they have to blow air into your abdominal because they need to get a visual. So like one hole is for blowing air because there's 3 holes, remember? 2 are for sticking the little arms into and like pinching and snapping and stapling. That's what they do. They staple it with a biodegradable staple. And they have to blow air into your stomach. And that's how they're able to like get the flashlight in so that they can like see, have a visual around the appendix. Apparently, you know, it's not like they like roll you up like a Ziploc bag before they like tie you up and stuff. There's gonna be leftover air in your stomach. And that's air in your stomach because it's like pure oxygen, I'm pretty sure. Can interact with the nerves that run through your stomach and give you excruciating neck and back pain. Oh my god, my right shoulder was fucking killing me for days. It was more painful than anything else in the operation. Like, it was tough to get over the anesthesia. It was painful to have like the like superficial stomach pain. Oh my god, that deep pain in my shoulder. And it was like rubbing it did nothing because it was all from like the air in my stomach. It hurt so bad. It was intense. I had no idea that was a thing you could expect at all. But yeah, just so you know, if you ever have to get laparoscopic surgery or your appendix taken out, that's the worst pain ever. And it was only in my right shoulder and it hurt so bad. Like when I was begging them to give me painkillers, it was because of that. That's why I was taking the oxy, because it just hurt so bad. I know on the way home, I'm trying to remember what the context was. On the way home from the hospital too, Mom Martin got me McDonald's. And I think like I snapped at her because the pain medicine was wearing off. And I put a french fry in my mouth. I snapped at her and then I started crying. It was like, my shoulder really hurts. And she said, okay, we'll just have to take some medicine then. I feel bad. She was dealing with me. It's always nice to like have somebody to lean on. I'm like a hyper independent person, but I always like, I think I like romanticize the idea of like being very dependent. So I like when I get the chance to like to be a bit of a bitch. But yeah, she took care of me. She wanted to take care of me more. She wanted me to stay home longer, but I was like, no, I want to go home. No, I want to go home. I can handle myself. What made your appendix act up? It just does that. There's no really rhyme or reason for when your appendix wants to explode. It can happen to anybody at any given moment. But yeah, she was making sure. She was like writing down all the times that I was taking medicine. And yeah, it's truly just luck of the draw. Mama Martin love. I love my mama. Yeah, if it was bad diet, I would have been like kicking myself. But it really is just like, it can just happen. Although I feel like I was predisposed somehow. Maybe like my opening to my appendix was like loose. You whore. Or something, and so I was more prone to it. Because both Papa Martin and Mama Martin have had their appendixes taken out. My mom got hers taken out like 2 years ago. And so she's like pretty old. So I was expecting it to at least happen like when I was older. But Papa Martin's happened when he was like in his 30s. And that's actually a funny story. And so that was before laparoscopic too. So he has like a big scar on his right side. What's funny about my scars is that they have like a scar on the left side and then like right above my chuchi. That's like where all the scars are. But for some reason they don't make an incision like on top of the appendix. I thought it'd be on the other side, but anyway. His is like a big scar on his side. And his exploded. And this was pre-laparoscopic. But you know when it exploded? This is the funniest story ever. It exploded when Sister Martin was born. mom was like recovering from birth, and my dad was like in the hospital bed next to her recovering from his surgery. I know, right? That's so awful. Double dipping at the hospital. Yeah, they couldn't even take care of one another. Good timing in some way. Yeah, I guess that is true. Because then you still have the nurses to take care of the babies and stuff. I think I remember him saying that too, that they didn't give him like enough medicine or something during it, so he woke up halfway through. But yeah, I've looked at that scar like my entire life and thought, that'll never happen to me. And then when Mama Martin's appendix came out, it was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. I feel like it's more likely than it was before now. That's true, actually, yeah. But yeah, his burst. Thankfully, mine did not burst. Waking up in the middle of surgery is my worst nightmare. At the very least, most of your pain receptors are blocked, but it would be like insanely nerve-wracking, right? I hope that I never have to have like brain surgery one day. Like the surgery where like they make you like talk or read a soliloquy or like play piano just to make sure that they're not like nicking any funny part of your brain. Do you get to keep it? That is the question on everybody's mind. Did you get to keep it? And the answer is no. I did ask to keep my appendix and they said no because they have to cut it up and make sure there's no funny little cancer ghosts in it. But I said, can you take a picture of it? And they were like, oh, sure. And I was like, oh, cool. They're going to take a picture of it in its little, like, jar. No. They gave me a picture play-by-play of removing it. I have pictures on the inside of my body. Gird your loins, cover your eyes if you are sensitive to blood. Hopefully this won't get me Twitch tossed. Wait, I heard there's a pinata. Ah, please. At least give me another week. You guys want to see my demure, cute, pink, swollen appendix? Is it too much? I mean, Nijisanji Salome, she showed off her, was it Salome? Yeah, it was Salome, wasn't it? She showed off her, like, colonoscopy. This can't be that out of the ordinary. It's educational. It's educational. Also, thank you for the $5. I heard there was a piñata. There was a piñata full of candy that I ate. Thank you to Peru Jackson. It's fine. All right. But if you're nervous about this sort of thing and you don't want to see my cute pink intestines, I'm just trying to get you guys to know me better, okay? I'm sharing my most intimate parts. I want you to see the real me, the inside me. And then you'll know why I picked that model for Appendix-Chan. Alright, if you don't want to see my insides, turn the stream off for like a minute. Okay? Ready? We'll go in order. Alright, ready, ready, ready? There we go. This is picture 1 of the 4 pictures, the play-by-play. They have nabbed onto my appendix, and they have stuck another tool underneath it. It's just dangling off my little body. You can see it's worm-shaped. Oh my god, it's a uvula. Oh, thanks, Rebel. Alright. Right? Looks just like her model. True to real life. And this is a picture of something I'm not entirely sure. They're cutting away at me, they're hacking at me, blah 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 blah. I think my appendix is still on in this picture. It's a little icky looking. And then this one, they are stapling. You can see right here, the nipper is stapling the opening. You can kind of see it, right? Like if you look up at the top one, like they have it like gripped on the end and they're pulling it away. It's just a little flappy thing, I know. And then they've nipped the end. They've stapled it, so it's a biodegradable staple. And this is no appendix. She's gone. Gone and stapled. Very cool, Asha. Thanks, Shindig. It's my first ever educational stream. So yeah, this is my insides. I was expecting a picture of my appendix like in a jar. They gave me the fucking play-by-play. Goodbye. Oh, I won't miss you. Alright. I'll take it off the screen. Because I know a lot of people are probably icked out by that. Nice progression images, right? It was so funny because I was like, can I save it? And they were like, no. But then when I was like, can I have pictures? They were like, yeah, of course. So maybe it's actually like standard procedure to take pictures. I don't know. Bye, you problematic hoe. Yeah, cancel that bitch. Cancel her for causing bodily harm. Oh, and I guess the final cherry on top is that it's a biodegradable staple, and I was glued shut. They gotta prove they took it? Huh, really? Probably hardly anyone asked a gruesome stuff like that. I was literally asking just to show you guys. Because I was like, this is so Salome Niji-sanji moment. They gave him brutal photos? Jeez. Well, that wasn't so brutal. It was just innards. For somebody who caused so much pain, she went out with a whimper, huh? But yeah, the final cherry on top, I'm glued shut. I think it's pronounced Salome. I think it is. But I like to call her Slami. Salome. Salome. And then they just shoved all your guts back in. Luckily, they didn't have to displace anything. They just had to blow air in and then stick the little pinchers in. Thank you. Somebody thinks it's cool at least. I'm sorry for traumatizing you guys. But don't you think you know me a little bit better now? You know a new side of me, Ashton Martin. You know my front, my back, my all-over skin suit in 3D. But now you've seen my insides. Thank you. Yes, I'm glued shut, and I also can't rub. It's finally getting to the point too where like, oh yeah, and I'm bruised around all the opening sites. It is getting to the point where my scars are all fucking itchy. They're so itchy, and I want to scratch them so bad. But the thing is that I'm glued shut, so if I itch it and it opens, I'm gonna be bleeding everywhere. Ah. Woo! Itchy, no. Actually, itchy is good, which means I'm healing. It's just that it's hard to resist. You need the cone of shame. Yeah, I need to have, like, the thing they put on babies' hands so that they don't scratch themselves when they sleep. I need mittens. Also, Squeegee, thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. My name is Ashton Martin. I'm the Roller Runner Race Queen of VTuber Racing on Twitch.tv, and you just missed me showing off the gory pictures of my insides that they took when they removed my evil appendix. Yippee! Good riddance! Goodbye! I'm stomping on your grave. Hello. It is my first stream back. That was Monday. And I do also, unfortunately, have a cold from the hospital. So, I apologize if I sound all stuffed up and stuff. But I'll be hopefully getting back on track very, very soon. I'm hoping to stream a normal stream tomorrow and Sunday. So if you're interested in something like that, you should definitely stick around and follow and join the pit crew. I'd love to have you. But yeah, hope you feel better. I'm feeling a lot better now. I was just talking about how like I'm reaching the level of healing where now my incisions really hurt. Well, no, the itch is what I mean. Hope you get better soon. They say 3 to 7 days for laparoscopic surgery and max 2 weeks, so it's gonna be pretty easy, I'm hoping. As long as I keep taking it easy. Thankfully, streaming is just sitting my ass down in a chair and talking to you guys. I wish I wasn't sick though, because that kind of sucks. But anyway. You see the Kudo board? No, I saw, it wasn't a Kudo board, it was like a mass art thing. I should show that, shouldn't I? But yes, when I was sick, all my pit chillas in the Discord banded together and they made a very, very cute Get Better Soon card. I posted it on my Twitter and it's very, very cute. I'll show it off here as well. Also, Jay's Workshop, Sushi Puddle, and Peanut Bun, thank you all for following and joining the pit crew. Unfortunately, I don't really, this is such a short stream, but I guess because I'm still like healing and stuff and because I don't feel very good, because I'm all like stuffed up in my head. I feel like it probably is going to be on a shorter end of streams. Thank you, Peanut Bun. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody who complimented my model. I also am happy that She survived the surgery. It's all thanks to Sorry Mama. I'll say hello, Shinjuku boys. What was it? There was something else that I was going to talk about before the raid, but it slipped my mind. Would that be fine? I'm really sorry that it's such a short stream. Less than 2 hours stream! Holy fuck, this is like the shortest Ashen stream ever. I just feel like it's getting a little bit tough talking with so much snot in my head. But you guys have heard the whole... Oh, you haven't heard the whole story. That's what I forgot. That's what I forgot. 64 Don Mac and Ambrosia Honeypot, thank you all for following to the big crew. Welcome. Not enough yap out of 10. I'm sorry. I'm finishing up my... regaling the story of my appendix removal from this week. Great to meet you. I hope you had a great time with today's stream. Your voice is adorable, including your eyes. You can call me Dontavius. Thank you. And I'm gonna introduce yourself. My name is Ashton Martin. I'm the roller runner race queen of VTuber Racing on Twitch.tv. I'm a race queen, not a racer, which means that I wave the flag at the racetrack. I do not drive the cars anymore. They don't let me. I love everything retro. I love retro music, retro anime, and retro games, which is what I mostly play on my channel. I also like to play kart games like racing games. We'll probably play Mario Kart on Sunday, so if you have Mario Kart and you want to join in, you should definitely join in again then. But yeah. I probably am going to play Jet Set Radio Future tomorrow. It did not explode, news dude. Thankfully, we caught it before it exploded. Happy to be here. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, I regaled the whole story. We had a whole little... Oh, what do I have? Pings. My VTuber sister sent me a picture of an Aston Martin on the road in front of them. Bro, really? But I thought the stream was about your graduation. Oh no, it's about my appendix graduation. You had to be here for the first 15 minutes, okay? She went nuclear and then exploded, and then we had a funeral. Good riddance. She didn't do anything anyway. That stupid Appendix-Chan. Also, Dre Joni on Sleepy Coral Reef. Thank you for following in the pit crew. Welcome. You inspired me to look into rollerblading? Yes, you definitely should. Inline skating is super duper fun. Also, just regular roller skating is super duper fun. Someone got baited. Good riddance. Thank you, Caro Vire. Thank you. Alright, I'm gonna take a sip of water. So, there is still something I have not told you guys about the situation. I have regaled my hospital stay, going to the ER, my recovery, the drugs, etc., the difficulties, the ups, the downs. I have not told you what I was doing on Sunday before I went to the hospital. Do you want to know? Also, hello, Captain Julie B. Are you curious at all? Now, this did not trigger my appendicitis. I had the appendicitis in the morning, and then I took the medicine. I was blaming the drinking. Oh, that's right, I did drink on Friday. What? No, it wasn't the vodka. It wasn't the drinking. I had all of Saturday off, too. And I was with Sister Martin and Mama Martin. We were buying modest clothes for Japan so that they don't look at me like I'm a trollop. But no, Saturday was a very easy day, although I had a little bit of like a tummy that day too. But I took some Advil then, and I woke up with a really sore stomach on Sunday. And I was very nervous about it because I had plans on Sunday because there were some friends that I had not seen in a long time that were in town, and we went to Six Flags. I was at Six Flags all day riding roller coasters with my fucking painful appendix. I know! Isn't that crazy? I was gonna say after the fact, but then I was like, what if it exploded? I know. I didn't know that's what it was at first. I couldn't know. I was like, damn, I'm gonna have to like blow up some toilet at Six Flags. This is gonna suck. Was it still fun at least? It was super fun. It was worth it. It was super fun. Because now I don't know where I'm gonna go next. But literally, I was like, oh, please don't let me be sick. So when the chills went away, I was like, oh, thank God. Like, I'm not, like, sick. I'll just wear a mask and I'll still go to Six Flags with my friends. And one of those friends is a doctor. And at, like, 9 p.m. No, we left at 9 p.m. It was, like, 7 p.m., actually. At 7 p.m., I was like, what would it mean if my stomach really hurt in this one spot and it's been hurting all day and I've just dealt with it? And it is like sort of by my appendix, and like everybody that I talked to was like, well, I hear that when people have appendicitis, it's like debilitating. It's debilitating to the point where they're keeled over in pain. It hurts so bad. Most people are nauseous. They have horrible back pain. They can't eat anything. I was like eating popcorn and like I had a chicken tender too. So that's why I had a doctor friend around. That was oddly convenient. Yeah, she's like one of the siblings of some childhood friends, and so I had forgotten. I was complaining in line to one of my friends. I was like, my stomach is like really starting to hurt, you guys. At the end of the day, it was only when the medicine had started to worn off, and so the chills were coming back, and like it was like before the very last ride, the newest ride at Six Flags, the Sky Striker, which is basically like a gigantic carnival ride. It was intense. And I was like, you guys, I don't think I can ride it. Like, I feel like this might be bad to ride. And they were like, what? No, like, you gotta, like, don't pussy out. And I was like, I'm not pussying out. My stomach really hurts. And then I decided to ride it anyway. It was pretty fun. It was intense, though. Also, it didn't really, they thought we were being chicken. I know! So they kept goading me into it. And then afterwards, that's when I asked her, and she was like, well, you'd be in like a lot of pain if it was appendicitis, but I'll do a stomach exam on you. So I laid down on a bench at Six Flags, and she palpated my stomach, and she was like, okay, does this hurt? She was like really pressing deep, and I was like, no. And then she like got to my appendix, and she pressed deep again, and I literally screamed. I was like, ah! And she was like, okay, well, that's not really good. If it was indigestion, it probably wouldn't be like isolated to that one spot, but like I can't tell you whether or not to go in because like I'm not a doctor yet. And she's in her like 3rd year residency, I think, 3rd or 4th. But yeah, she was like the perfect person to ask because she's in like emergent health as well. So like basically she was like, I don't want to give you a diagnosis because like that'll put my, I don't know, she's just a weird person. She like didn't want to put her credibility into. She didn't want me to tell a doctor there and be like, a doctor told me to come in. But she was kind of basically like, if it still hurts in like another hour or two, you should probably go to the hospital. Yeah, she wasn't allowed to diagnose me with anything, so she didn't want to like get in trouble, but she was like concerned. And so, yeah, that's when I decided like, it was when I ate like one chicken. It was when I couldn't finish my custard at Culver's. I was like, this shit's serious. I need to go to the hospital. And so I got dropped off at my parents' house. And then the events of what I've regaled earlier happened. So yes, I was at Six Flags all day. But yeah, it didn't ever feel like it was getting more intense. It didn't feel like it burst. She actually told me too, like, when it bursts, there's like a momentary relief because the pressure is off, but then you'll get sick from like the pus, the sepsis and stuff. Also, Ubo appears in Tasty Zero. Thank you for following to the Big Crew. But yeah, also I read online too, Dr. Webb, that like, I was thinking like, well, maybe it's not appendicitis because if I tense my stomach, it doesn't hurt. But then I looked up later on that actually like, if you are like dealing with appendicitis, you can relieve the pain by like tensing up your muscles and like taking the pressure off. So I was like, oh, actually it's like textbook appendicitis, except for the fact that it didn't hurt that much. But yeah, it was worth Six Flags. It really was manageable all day until like the park was closing. But yeah, I just think that was so funny. I was just so focused on going on roller coasters. That's how much of a fucking roller coaster nerd I am that I was like, I gotta tough it out. I haven't been to Six Flags all summer. I gotta go. This was an actual graduation stream for a second. Oh, no. It was just for my stupid, useless appendix. Sorry to scare you, Uboa. Also, Shiro Mikhailis, thank you for following to the big girl. Nah, I should literally just build better. Yeah, actually, when I got my CT scan done too, they were like, oh, so what were you up to today? I was like, I was at Six Flags. And they were like, what? They were like, that's crazy. Like, while looking at my results that, like, have, like, all the signifiers of acute appendicitis. I've heard that some people have ignored appendicitis because they have had period cramps more painful, so they didn't think it was that serious. Actually, Haidon, I did think, like, this basically just feels like a period cramp. It was like, it was kind of weird. There was like superficial cramping in my entire abdomen. And then like isolated deep pain where my appendix was. Another weird thing too is that like the appendix pain will show in a way that's like odd. So you'd think it would be like right on your appendix, but it typically will start on your umbilical cord and then move down to your appendix. That's how like the pain will migrate during the day. And that is what happened to me as well. Like I didn't feel the pain like on my appendix. It doesn't hurt like where it hurts now when I tense my stomach weirdly. It was like closer to my umbilical cord. But yeah, I did kind of just feel like intense period cramps. So I was like, eh. Damn, I need some ginger ale stat. Yeah, actually, the soda at the park was so crispy, it like settled my stomach. I was like, that's delicious. But yeah, like I ate some nachos. I didn't eat that much food, but I wasn't nauseous from the food like some people are. I basically ignored the signs all day because I thought maybe I was like, I really needed to go to the bathroom, or like I had period pains or something. I thought maybe one of like my ovaries twisted, but no. The time my phone in the Six Flags Sprite and it started charging. It's that electrified. But yeah, that kind of was my experience, Haidon. Until the Advil wore off, and then I realized like I probably should go to a hospital. And so yeah. Anyway. Don't get your ovaries in a no. It's just appendicitis. Just appendicitis. I guess I probably would have been mad and worse if it was an ovary. But yeah, my doctor friend was like, it could be a cyst, it could be anything. But I don't know, you probably should go. Yeah, it's getting a bit difficult for me to talk because my nose is so stuffy. But I've told you guys the entire story and the special twist at the end that I've kept hidden this entire time. But yeah, the Six Flags in Illinois is really fucking fun. The best ride is Raging Bull. It's super duper fun. And none of them are intense enough to burst an appendix. So that's good. I was worrying too though, because it was like, this is how a lot of people like secretly die. Not secretly die, but like die by accident, is that they have like some secret thing wrong with them and then they go on a roller coaster and like, that's it, you just keel over. Of course she was riding coasters. I was in my element. It actually made me feel better. But yeah, like honestly, it really didn't, I didn't really go on like the most intense. Well, that's not true because I went on intense roller coasters. There's just one specific roller coaster that I hate going on, and I didn't go on that one. So it was fine. I heard roller coasters are good for kidney stones though. Yeah, there's this one roller coaster at Disney World that's known for being able to like pass kidney stones if you ride it a bunch of times over and over. It's cheaper healthcare to go to Disney World to ride Big Thunder Mountain Railroad to pass a kidney stone. Was it the Flashback? Is that the one you hate? Flashback? I don't think there's a roller coaster at Six Flags Great America called Flashback. No, I hate the Batman roller coaster. Chubby Emu. An anime girl died after getting on a roller coaster with appendicitis. Now that's a clickbait title. Flashback is at Over Texas. Oh, no, it wasn't Flashback. It's the Batman ride. And there's an identical Batman ride in Six Flags Over Georgia also, and I hate both of them. It's like a hanging, I'm not sure, inverted? Is that how you call it? I'm the nerd here, I should know. But yeah, instead of like sitting on the track, you're hanging off the track, and there's just like a really tight, there's multiple really tight loops in it, and I don't like it. Suspended, yeah, that's what it is. And I don't like it. So I didn't go on that one, but like I went on the ricketiest wooden roller coaster ever. And of course, Raging Bull, that's one of my favorite roller coasters ever. And I think Texas has that Batman also. Really? So you've been on it. It's ass. Is it the Joker one that spins you around like a Beyblade? No, I hate that one too. That one I avoid. They call that one the ball crusher. Not that I have any balls to crush, but those types of roller coasters are really not fun. I don't like ones that spin you intensely. I went on all the ones that I wanted to go on. Which is good because I don't know when the next time I'll be able to fucking go is. But yeah. Shockingly did not burst my appendix. Oh, so inverted was right. I see, yeah. I don't like that Batman one. Only Batman one I remember is the Big Tower Drop. There's actually 3 different... Well, there's a bunch of DC coasters. There's 2 Batman roller coasters at Great America and then 1 Joker roller coaster. And then they've rethemed other roller coasters to Batman. Like, one is the Flash themed. The Gut Buster. But yeah, my nose is really stuffed up and it's becoming a little bit difficult to talk. And I know that this is one of the shortest Ashen streams ever, but I will be live again tomorrow on the weekend. So I hope that you come by again for that. But that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed my fun little skit. I had the time off, so I wanted to make my return stream special. Hi Dad, thank you for joining the pit crew. But yeah, I'm not feeling very icky, I just know I sound really icky. Thank you guys for being here for my return. I'm sorry I was gone for a week. I missed you. Welcome back. Thank you. I'll be right as rain. Spick and span. ASAP. Okay. We missed you, Ashen. I missed you guys. I really missed streaming. Thanks for sharing. Glad you got taken care of and are recovering. I'm glad too. It was nice to like be taken care of. I'm trying to find the picture. Jeez, I'm like snorting. I can hear it. Ah. I'm gonna find the picture that the pit crew made me as a final send-off to Appendix-Chan. Recovering is usually the easiest part. Actually, I felt like healing is the most difficult part of all this. Man, why the fuck is it a web pee? I got a bone to pick with you, chillas. Why the fuck is it a web pee? 8 shots of tequila! Okay, at least space them out. Do it Ashen style. 2 right now, then 2 more in 6 hours, then 2 more in 6 hours after that, and 2 more in 6 hours after that, and you'll have an awesome 24 hours, a full day. There we go. Alright, we are gonna end the stream with me showing off the amazing art that the pit crew made for me while I was feeling sick in the hospital. Actually, OBS just hosts WebPs totally normally, so... My funny heart isn't there? What? Oh no, maybe I got downloaded before you put it in. I'm sorry, nudes, dude. Here it is. The pièce de résistance of the pit crew. You know, this is like really low quality actually. I don't know why. The one that VTube Racing posted in the Discord is kind of low quality. Much chill love, get well soon, Ashen Noodle Bomb. Howdy Ashen, wishing you a speedy recovery, Onibo. So 87. Ashy feel better soon from Paper Guide. Fly high, rest in peace. Surprisingly accurate drawing of my appendix. Get well soon. Chilla's double sacrifice. Well, who do you think gave you the teeth? Oh no, now they're British! From Pingu. This cute art, unsigned. Best Chinchilla Award. There's a ton of cute Easter eggs in this. It's super duper nice. A chillapede. A chill apple a day. A chillapede. A chill apple a day. Get well from HH. Get well soon. Pain, pain, go away from Dietrich. Get well soon from Loki. Chilla in bed gets the best rest. I'm glad that I did wait as long as I did to stream because yesterday I was feeling very, very rough. Waving the flag for you from Burr. Then get well soon from Nako. Mr. Poppin' Fresh's Chilla. Nervous tail plucking. Hulk Hogan. You know, actually I don't know who HH is. And then all the funny Chillas at the desk. And the shaker ad. So cute. JTB is Chilla. V2 Racing. A sleepy Chilla. These are all so good. From Senokwi's Returner. From Katsu. From Mausch. Get well soon. Surgery in progress. Oh, this is also good. Oh, I like how you guys didn't break what's that, Geneva Convention? With the cross. Took a page out of Half-Life's book. Horrible ham. Ham! Oh! I always think a ham is just ham. It probably is horrible ham. Duh. Hinky House Arati. I actually got traumatized at my parents' house because they have a cat named Big. Ugh, my nose is really stuffed up. Because of Geneva. Because of woke. My parents have a cat named Minka, and they call her Minky all the time as a nickname. They kept going, Minky, you're so silly, and I'd be like, oh, Minky, that bitch. There's a Flickman, the funny Shinji, with the loss on the back. It's just a very, very cute. The chinchilla pressed up against the glass. There's a new Minky in town, and she's a very stupid kitten. Yeah, actually, hey! I might not like Minky Maserati, but I at least respect her. She was our first! I think Nako did the hallway chinchillas. They're all so cute. Thank you everybody that contributed. I'm sorry if your contribution did not make it onto the final printout that VTube Racing posted in the Discord. I will check out the magma again just to see if there's any new little tidbits, any new chilla lore. But yes, I'm sorry today's stream is so short. I'm really starting to trip over my own voice. I probably sound like really stuffed up, don't I? Alright, I'm gonna find somebody to raid. And Lungy did the 2 setting. I said, oh! Well, thank you all! Oh yeah, is it Lungy or Lungy? I sound super kunky? Yeah, I'll just call it then. Hopefully I'll clear up a little bit before tomorrow's stream and then I can last a bit longer. Oh god. It's getting up my nose. But yeah, did you like the spooky Friday the 13th appendix graduation? You didn't expect her to flip like she did ya? You thought she'd go out with a whimper. She went out with a bang! Happy to hear you're okay. Cool have earrings with nervous they're not your style. Thank you, Rebel. Yes, thank you for them again. I'm actually wearing one of them right now. You can't see it because it's teeny weeny, but I appreciate it. I miss her already. Well, if you miss me so much, you can join the Pit Crew Paddock if you're interested in that. That is where I was posting while I was offline. Actually, that's where I posted on Sunday, like, my tummy hurts, haha. What does that mean? Lo and behold. Lo and behold, almost a week later, I'm finally back to streaming. So if you missed me while I was gone, you can join in the Pit Crew Paddock. Or you can follow me on Twitter. That's where I post when I'm offline, all my ash-tisms, etc. If you miss her so much, why not give her a kiss on the forehead? Yeah. I'm waiting. No appreciation. No love. Damn. You guys got me feeling like... You guys got me feeling like Appendix-Chan. I expected you guys to like be meaner to her. I was thinking I'd like react to you guys like throwing metaphorical tomatoes, but you guys were like, no, my Oshi! Wow! You freaking liars. Didn't I just give you a drunken lecture on not to call people your Oshi if they're not your Oshi? Oh, is that wow because you guys are licking me? Ah, you're slobbering all over me. Stop! I kiss you on the forehead at least once every stream. You guys, you like me, don't you? You miss me, don't you? Yeah! Chilla Slobber. Who shall we raid? Who shall we raid? I don't know. Oh gosh, my nose. Ooh, I know who we're gonna raid. We're gonna raid Hespera. Usually I get raids from these people because they all stop earlier than I stop streaming. But I can reverse it. Alright. She's playing retro stuff. Thank you guys so much for coming to my return stream. Like I said, you should follow me on Twitter. That's where I post when I'm offline. You can also join my Pit Crew Paddock. I think we're probably gonna watch a movie tonight, maybe. I don't know if I'll talk too much in the Discord voice chat, but I kind of don't have anything to do for the rest of the night, so maybe we'll watch something in there. We're real fond of you. I appreciate you guys coming back, even when I have to take a long stretch of time off. I'll miss you until next stream. I hope to see you guys again. Thank you if you stuck around from a raid. I really appreciate it. And if you followed and joined the Pit Crew, I really appreciate it. If you chatted, I really appreciate it. And if you lurked, I super duper appreciate it. Thank you guys all for stopping in. Make sure you copy the raid message so we can go say hi to Hespera. And yeah, until next stream in October. No, please. I have an addiction. I can't wait that long. No, it's probably gonna be like more like less than 24 hours, perhaps? Actually, definitely less than 24 hours. And hopefully by then I'll be less stuffed up. Alright, that's it. Goodbye. Oh, appendix. And also... Wait, what do they say when they say goodbye? I don't remember. Anyway, bye-bye.